Hello Aries, this is your November 15th to November 30th, 2016 read. For the main read, I'm going to use the Morgan Greer Tarot. One day I'll find the box, apparently not today, but one day I will find that box. I very much love that deck, so I'm just going to stick with it. This deck seems to be accompanying it so well, so I want to just keep using it for this period too. The Saints and Angels Oracle card deck by Doreen Virtue. Usually I switch them up, but I'm feeling it for them, so I'm going to keep it. Ace of Cups. I haven't put down the cards, but they have been pre-shuffled. This, keeps popping up to me here for you guys, so let's see what happens. I'm thinking that's your overall energy. No, it's not. Okay. Lovers, and this, what is this telling me? It's all about love. Okay, it's all about love. It's all about love, good people around you. And what's going on? Okay. So, the Ace of Cups. What I'm getting that means is you're coming into this time frame feeling loved, feeling loving relationships. I'm getting this is about a romantic relationship. I try to keep in mind there's singles, there's couples. I'm a single person, so I definitely don't want to negate either. It, oddly enough, came through in two different ways. I'm going to go with the ones who are single first, because this is interesting. I feel like the ones who are single are open and ready for love, but maybe a little jaded about it. If this is connecting for you, you may be a little, on the guard about it. Someone comes into your life unexpectedly, and then you kind of want to, it's weird, because it's some of you have this coming in unexpectedly, but it's, weird how the unexpected part comes, because I feel like, here, I'm just going to show you the cards. This is interesting. Coming in with the Queen of Swords and then the Lovers. This is in your direct line of what's happening. She comes in a lot of different ways for me. Sometimes she's a little harsh. Sometimes she's not. Right now, I feel like she's just kind of over it. But not in a bad way. She's just kind of like, you know what? I'm not going to just play ooey gooey lovey dovey here. If something happens, great, but it better be something really good. That's kind of how I'm feeling. And then bam, I feel like somebody comes into your life. So we're reading for the singles first, I guess, but it mirrors the other one too. All right, we'll go with the singles because I don't want to confuse the two lines. Somebody comes in. And that's pretty much that's what I'm getting. Usually a little more comes through, but a lot of time, today, the readings have been coming, they're short and sweet. I don't know why. It's just been short and sweet today, so that's how it is, and that's how it is. I apologize. I just kind of read them as they come. It's just usually I have more to speak to, but it's coming in just right to the point. So as always, comment below. Let me know if this was helpful or not. See, it goes from that to this, but this, I feel like the reason the Tower card is popping up here is because you weren't expecting it. And it's not like you weren't open to love, it's just you really weren't expecting it to happen the way it happened. This person, pops out of nowhere, almost. At least, it seems like to you that it popped out of nowhere. At the very least, if it's someone you know, their interest in you, the way it comes about, you just were not thinking it was going to happen. And then just oh, okay. What? Oh, okay. And you're very much into the person. It's just if this is someone you knew, you weren't expecting it to go this way. But you're very happy for it to go that way. As we go forward, in your line, I see the 10 of Pentacles and then the Fool. Like, it's like, while you weren't really expecting it, you go right along. It's cool. You're cool with it. You're good with it, and you just kind of go into that optimism again. And this person, like, I don't know, they show you the good qualities of people again. They show you the good qualities, and like, they're reminding you about how good it feels to be in a loving relationship. Again, we're going the single line first, because I feel like before this person comes into your life, you're very much on the thinking it out, being sensible. They're going to have to do it this way, or I'm going to need to be treated this way, or I'm not going to stand for that. That's kind of what I'm getting. Like, there's some baggage from the past that you're just like done with, and you're like, I'm not going for that again. And then this person shows up, and it's like all these worries seem to kind of like dissipate, and you're kind of like, I don't know, you take a different view. You're like, you know what, people are human. This person is a good person. They just need to have more good than bad, and you know, I'm not perfect either. Like, they really soften you. I really feel like they soften you up. But like, I'm feeling good energy there. Like, it's just you weren't expecting it, and it feels good to be loved, and this person is authentic. What's interesting here is, like, I feel like, again, when you're coming into this time, it's not that you're not open to love. I feel like you're very open to love. I just feel like you're just trying to be very analytical and sensible, and what you feel is smart about it. I have Aries traits. So what I'm thinking this means is just like, you're like, all right, happens, great, doesn't happen, fine, but I'm not going to be a doormat. That's that kind of feel. And I just feel like the person that comes in, like, they treat you extremely well. That's what I'm also feeling. I also feel like they're very taken by you. And again, if it's somebody you know, which I don't think for the majority of you it is, I think it's just somebody that comes out of the blue. If it's somebody you know, they take a chance, and they let you know how they feel, and they're just very nervous about letting you know. They're very nervous about the rejection, but they let you know. I feel like the other person, again, I know we're still in the singles, and I apologize if I'm droning on for a while here. For the singles, we're going to let go whether you know them or not. It's not what's important. But the person treats you very well. I feel like I don't feel like it's just like right to it. I feel like you're flattered by it, and you like the person, but you may like be like, well, okay, I'll go on a date with you in 2 weeks, or next Saturday, or like you push them off, like, okay, I'll go out with you on that date. Like, I don't, and it's not to be mean, not at all, and I feel like you're very much flattered by it, and you like them. But I feel like you kind of like, you're like, all right, I'll go out with you then. They sweat it out. They really like you. And when you do go out with them, I feel like they feel so thankful and blessed. Like, whoever it is, whether it's, the gender doesn't matter. Whoever it is, whether you're a guy watching this or girl watching this, no matter who your object of affection is, however that works, they're very thankful that you're giving them a shot, and they are like over the moon about you. Like, if this is hitting for you, this person who's coming into your life is over the moon for you, seriously. And when you give them a chance, and this date or situation actually happens, wherever you go together, they feel extremely blessed. They have extreme hope for the future. Like, they really value you a lot, and it's pretty much whatever you say goes. I almost feel like they'll like whatever you say, okay. That's kind of like they're over the moon for you. And I almost feel like for some of you, this is like a turn of events. Like, I feel like this may have been, you may have sought somebody out in the past and kind of had the opposite experience. Like, you might have been the one who felt very thankful to be with somebody that you liked. And now that you're kind of feeling what it's like to be on the other side of that, to be, like, really cherished and loved. It's a general read, so you have to take it with a grain of salt how it works out for you. But this person, they're thinking this is the start of a whole new relationship. They're very careful not to get on your nerves. They're very careful to be respectful, and they want you to love them as much as they love you. And they're not like, I don't feel like they're trying to push, but they very much are taken by you, and they see only beauty, only great things. And as we leave this time frame, I'm finishing up the single part here. It's very optimistic for both of you. Like, I feel like you're comfortable with how it's going, they're comfortable with how it's going, and it could go far. Okay, now for those who are coupled, because it does come through in two different ways, which I thought was interesting. If you're coupled, something's annoying you. If you're coupled, I feel like something is just really kind of dormant under the skin, but maybe not so much. And I feel like you might be voicing your opinion a bit about it. I don't feel like it's, like, rotten. I don't feel like there's a fight. But, like, the other person, like, you might be, like, doing some things with friends, or you might find time to hang out with other people besides that person, just because you need a break and you're a little annoyed. You're just like, I just need a breather. I just need to be away from you for a moment. That's kind of how it's coming through. And then the other person, like, I feel like the love is there, and they like surprise you with a getaway weekend, or they're like, let's just go to dinner, like, just you and me. I miss you. I want to hang out with you. I miss you. Like, they express how they feel about you, and they're like really worried. Like, this moment, like when you're spending time away from them, they're worried that you want to leave them. There's a little worry there. So they're like, oh, I'm gonna have to step this up, so, you know, I need to save my relationship. That's kind of the worry. Like, I'm getting like there's worry on their side. I'm not really sure that you're feeling like you want to leave the relationship. You're just like, I just need a breath. I just need a minute. But when they do this and they show you how much you mean to them, this is very good for you, and it makes you feel a lot better. This is very healing. I got the healing card above here at the top. I apologize. I should find a different way to do these readings so you guys can see these cards. But I don't want to screw up the message, so I'm just going to keep going here. That Tower comes in for you, if you're a couple, as the surprise of affection, the surprise that you weren't expecting your partner to show you this affection, and it really does good for your relationship. I do feel like for the majority of you, it's going to heal things. Whatever it is, this is going forward. This is on your side. So, for some of you, you may have said a couple cold things in the past. And I feel like it transcends right and wrong at this point. I feel like when you're reviewing it, you kind of feel like, you know what, I do love so-and-so, and I don't really enjoy hurting so-and-so. And I feel like you're forgiving of them and yourself. Like, it kind of goes, I feel like there's kind of a flow back and forth about how it works. I feel like you're forgiving them for whatever the situation was, but I think you're also forgiving of yourself because you may have been a little sharp-tongued. May have. That's coming through strongly. May have. For some of you, I think you turned a blind eye to something, and you're kind of forgiving yourself for doing that as well. It depends how it works out. However, it works out, it's kind of together, like you forgiving yourself and them. Certain things you don't like how you handled it, however that was. Certain things about what they did you don't like, but you're forgiving for what they did, however that happened. Like, it's going back and forth. When this situation hits, you'll know what that means. And I feel like it's not something I need to beat to death. It's just, I feel like you're forgiving, like, it's like you're marrying it back and forth. You forgive them, you forgive yourself, and you're moving on. And there's a lot of good going on in the future. I always try to keep these readings in a positive light, but there is this one storyline, I guess I would call it. For some of you, whatever the situation is with the other person, you're walking away from it. But in that case, the situation is unacceptable. I'm getting that strongly too. And this isn't... No, this is tagged to like somebody in your life. This is tagged to couples who are already with somebody, and the other person is just, it's unacceptable. Something is unacceptable. And like, this isn't like a negotiable thing. Like, you know if it's unacceptable. Something happened and it's just unacceptable. I feel like you're a little bit angry at first, but then you like... I feel like your strength comes back and you realize, you know what, I don't have to stand for this. This is unacceptable. Just because we've been together X amount of years or whatever doesn't mean that I have to stand for this, and you walk away. And walking away gives you strength. This, though, it's very much an unacceptable situation, and I'm not going to define what that is because it's coming through with a lot of different things, but I'm also getting that it's not important what exactly happened. What's important is it's unacceptable to you, and you know it's unacceptable, and you're just moving on. Doing that creates a lot of positive energy in your life, but also removes the other person from your life as well. Again, this is if whatever happened is just flat out unacceptable. And that's your business how unacceptable is defined. Again, I'm getting a few different things, but what's stronger is it's up to you what's acceptable and what's not, and this is definitely unacceptable. One way to be sure, think of like people you love. What would be acceptable to happen to them? If the same thing happened to somebody you loved, would that be acceptable? And that's how you can tell. Okay, so it's about romance. We did couples in two different fashions, and we did singles. Singles just had that one line. Couples had the two. Again, if it's taking the more serious approach where you're walking away, it's because something unacceptable happened. You need to define that for yourself. And I don't want to get caught up on what I think is acceptable and not acceptable, because it's not what's important. It's what's acceptable and not acceptable to you personally. Of course, let me know below how this affected you. I always love to see that this helped people in some way. Hopefully this was empowering for you in some way. It is a general read, so I hope whatever's going on in your life, you're having a good time. If you would like a general or a direct reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.